Hi, I'm Scott with Archery 360. I'm here with Justin from Shooters Archery, and so today we want to talk about one arrow that you can do everything with, because there's a lot of different ways to have fun with archery. I mean, just at your shop, how many different types of archery can you do? You do indoor,
all sorts,
outdoor, 3D, and then there's also field archery or just having fun in your backyard. So most people don't want to have multiple bows, multiple arrow setups,
Yep.
you know. So what would you recommend for one arrow that you can do everything with?
If you're going to be a hunter, all right, I would stick with the carnivore. All right, so it's going to be about a standard diameter shaft. You can shoot indoor, outdoor, 3D. You can do everything with this. You can hunt with it. You can change out the points. If you glue in target points, you can get break-off adjustable points. So you're not going to have to be screwing in field points and stuff like that. But you can also pull out those points and put in inserts for when you want to hunt.
So this is a carbon arrow shaft, and you said it's standard diameter, so 5/16 or 0.244 diameter, right?
Yep.
Okay, and so an important thing to understand is carbon arrow shafts come in different diameters. So you'll have something fat like this, PS26,
Yep.
which is 26/64 of an inch in diameter. Just about the largest diameter you can get. And then you have something really skinny like this, nano. So what's the advantages and disadvantages of a fat shaft, skinny shaft, or the standard diameter?
So for a bigger shaft, if you're shooting outside, all right, it's going to catch the wind a lot more.
More surface area for that wind to blow the shaft in the wind.
Yep. When you're shooting indoors, it's going to be perfect because you're going to be able to cut the lines on that Baby X.
Yep.
And then for the skinny shaft, you're not going to be able to really cut the lines like that bigger shaft, but that's going to be a lot better outdoors, buffing the wind.
Exactly. So that standard diameter is kind of a happy medium.
Yep.
And what about fletching?
I like a Blazer Vane or the AE Max Stealth. All right, it's going to be about the same height as a Blazer Vane, but it's going to be a little bit longer, so it's going to be a little bit more effective. But in the wind, it is going to catch a little bit more air because it is a little bit bigger.
Awesome. And so something similar to a Blazer Vane is this AE Max Pro Max, and this is set up with a 4 fletch, which is, it looks cool, but it also allows you to shoot a lower profile vane and still get similar stabilization as a larger profile.
Yep, and that'd be a good setup for 3D shooting if you have a drop away rest.
Awesome. Yeah. And then another fletching option I brought was this gold tip, which is again a low profile 4 fletch, kind of the best of both worlds. Where's my skinny shaft? Versus something like this AE Wave, which is, it's a recurve vane, but you can get similar profile for compound arrows, but again, low profile for less wind resistance, basically.
Yep, exactly.
And one of the final components would be point. So
Yep.
what would you recommend as far as point weight goes for most compound setups?
For most compound setups, I do right about 120. All right, so you're gonna have a little bit heavier point weight, so it's gonna help steer the arrow for like indoor shooting, but you can also shoot outdoors with it, and it's not that much heavier than a 100 grain field point. So you're not gonna notice a huge difference, but it's also gonna help in the wind.
And what would you say between like a glue-in point like this one here versus a screw-in point?
The nice thing about the glue-in points is you're not going to have a bushing, so you're not limited to what you can put in there. The field points are easy to remove and put in new ones, but they're also going to be loosening up on you, so you got to keep an eye on that. If you're going to be strictly target shooting, I just go ahead and put in the glue-in points.
Awesome. And then finally, nocks. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of nock fit, matching the nock to your bowstring?
Yep.
What are some of your tips on that?
I would just go to your local archery shop, make sure that if you do switch nocks between, let's say you're using a standard diameter shaft and you're using a lighted nock, have your bow adjusted for that lighted nock, and vice versa if you're using just a normal nock.
Right, because basically what you don't want is you don't want too loose of a fit between the nock and the bowstring. You don't want too tight of a fit, because too tight, then you get tuning issues, accuracy issues, because the arrow's not coming off the string cleanly, and too loose, it could just kind of fall off as you're drawing back, which is obviously a safety concern.
Exactly.
Very cool. So if you're looking for the ultimate DeWalt arrow, come to a local archery shop, talk to experts like Justin, and take a look at some of the standard diameter carbon arrow shafts.